Jeopardy! Player reveals shocking story of survival. Jeopardy! Player Davy Morrison has been through things in his life that make winning a game of the show a piece of cake, including surviving more than one near-death experience. So, what did he have to say about everything he has been through? Jeopardy! A new challenger, Davy Morrison, became the champion. Just in the last 2 to 3 weeks alone, there have been some memorable Jeopardy! Champions who took the crown. Fans fell in love with competitor Isaac Hirsch, who put together an impressive streak of 9 games. Following that, Neelish Vinjamuri put together a respectable winning streak as well, until he was beaten by Davy Morrison. One thing Jeopardy! Fans love is how a relatively unknown player can come out of nowhere to put together an impressive winning streak for the ages. This can sometimes catapult them into stardom, much like show host Ken Jennings. Davy Morrison shares real-life stories of survival. Davy Morrison beat Neelish Vinjamuri. Even though he put together an impressive streak of early wins, his real life outside of the game show has been even harder than any question he has had to answer. Davy opened up to Jeopardy! Host Ken Jennings about falling out of a window and nearly losing his life as a result. Morrison even shared another story about how he found himself in quicksand. So, in addition to having the brains to become the game show champion, Davy has found himself in some pretty compromising and life-threatening scenarios as well. With everything he has been through, he can surely handle the pressure of being on the Jeopardy! Stage. Jeopardy! Shocking way new champ survived potentially fatal fall. Recounting his story about falling out of a window, Davy Morrison told host Ken Jennings, "When I was 8 years old, I was sitting on the windowsill in my bedroom at home, and I leaned back and I fell out the second story of our window. It turns out, his head narrowly missed hitting the concrete. So, this was a close call for him as a child. However, his brushes with death did not stop there." He also told Ken Jennings about the time he found himself in quicksand. According to Davy Morrison, the Utah native said that he was location scouting for a film project. This scouting turned into a real-life horror scenario when a wrong step put him in quicksand. Morrison added that his quick thinking in this time of crisis made all the difference, saying, "I tried leaning back and lifting up my legs to see if my weight were more evenly distributed, if I could scoot to land, and I did. I'm glad it worked." For all the latest Jeopardy! And other game show news, come back again to TV shows Ace for more. When Adam Carter stepped onto the Jeopardy! Stage, he was just another contestant eager to test his knowledge. But what the audience didn't know was that his journey to that moment was nothing short of miraculous. As the game progressed, Adam's quick buzzer skills and encyclopedic knowledge impressed viewers. But during the post-game interview with host Ken Jennings, he shared a story that left everyone stunned. "Just a year ago, I didn't think I'd be here," Adam confessed, his voice steady but his eyes betraying the weight of his words. "I survived something that should have killed me." The studio fell silent. Even Jennings, a man who had seen countless contestants with unique backgrounds, leaned in. Adam took a deep breath. "Last summer, I was caught in a mountaineering accident in the Rockies. I fell nearly 50 feet and got trapped in a ravine. My leg was shattered, my gear was lost, and my phone had no signal." Gasps echoed through the audience. "For 3 days, I survived on melted snow and sheer willpower. I knew if I lost consciousness, I might not wake up. I kept my mind active, running through trivia questions, reciting world capitals, famous novels, elements of the periodic table, anything to keep myself alert. It was trivia that saved his life. Finally, on the 3rd day, a rescue team spotted me. They told me later that if they had arrived just a few hours later, I probably wouldn't have made it." The gravity of his words hung in the air. Ken Jennings, known for his quick wit, was momentarily speechless. Then he finally said, "And now, you're here. Competing on Jeopardy! That's incredible." Adam smiled. "This game has always been a passion of mine. And in that ravine, it became more than that. It became a lifeline. So when I got out of the hospital, I told myself I'd finally audition. Life's too short to wait." The audience erupted in applause, some wiping away tears. Though Adam didn't win that night, his story became the most unforgettable moment of the episode. After all, he had already beaten the greatest Jeopardy of all, survival.